Mortal Kombat is a worldwide phenomenon, a revolution in the fighting game industry until the mid-90s when it stepped down from its throne during its transition into 3D, only to return with a vengeance in 2011. Join MKSecrets as we review the history of the franchise that changed our childhood, our future, and the world of fighting games forever. The year is 1991. Arcade machines are everywhere. 16-bit consoles are still strong, and there are tons of good games to kill time with. In the fighting game scene, Street Fighter rules supreme. There are always eager players around the cabinet, waiting for their chance to prove their skills. During this time in Chicago, Illinois, a small team from game development studio Midway, led by designer John Tobias and programmer Ed Boon, started working on a beat-em-up game where the main hero is none other than Jean-Claude Van Damme himself. But the action hero, who was at the top of his career at the time, would not commit to the project, and the idea fell through. Unable to continue the project, the team were forced to rethink the concept and make another fighting game instead. They decided to use digitized graphics in order to make the game look as realistic as possible. Another previously unseen feature in fighting games was the use of a dedicated block button. Mortal Kombat was not the first fighting game to use digitized graphics. At the time, Pit Fighter had already been released and Mortal Kombat was able to adopt the concept without repeating any previous mistakes. The original story of Mortal Kombat was very different from what we know today. Shang Lao, who later became Shang Tsung, is a warlord and ruler of an island fortress. He is the host of a legendary martial arts tournament in which only the most experienced warriors can compete. But in reality, Shang Lao is a demon, cursed by his gods. He must drink the blood of true warriors in order to appease his gods and remain immortal. 500 years ago, when Gongoro, who later became Goro, became champion, Shang Lao is able to corrupt the tournament and use it for his own goals. Shang's gods want to invade Earthrealm. To achieve this, they are using the Mortal Kombat tournament to unbalance the furies that make reality possible. When Earthrealm is in chaos, Shang's gods can step through the dimensional gates and overtake it. Jean-Claude Van Damme's character was incorporated into the game under the name Michael Grimm, who later changed to Johnny Cage. However, the role of the lead hero in Mortal Kombat was handed to someone else. This character was the result of a merger of two separate fighters. He has the design of Yoshisune Minamoto, a Japanese mythological character, and the name and backstory of a more traditionally looking Shaolin monk called Liu Kang. Other characters included two ninjas, one hunter and one hunted, were included to keep an air of mystery in the game. Raiden, the mentor and protector of Earthrealm. Goro, the big brute with 4 arms and sub-boss. Kitsune, Shang's princess daughter, who betrays him because she falls in love with Liu Kang. Kano, mercenary and thief. And Kurt Stryker, an agent on Kano's trail. Kitsune was planned to be an unplayable background character, but was cut during development. The game needed a playable female fighter, so the developers changed Stryker's backstory to suit a female and created the now legendary Special Forces agent Sonya Blade.
Sonya wins. Fatality.
Once all work on motion capturing and programming was complete, prototype revisions of the game were released to the arcades. The blood and finishes caused a furor among gamers, and the digitized characters were favored by the fans. Those original 7 characters went on to be recognized as the most iconic characters of the franchise. Goro and Shang Tsung's motion capture and visuals were brilliant for the time, and players of the game found them difficult to beat as well. However, the developers still needed to fix some issues, including Goro's difficulty, the ridiculous juggles, and several sound glitches.
Excellent. Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
But after revision 3.0, there was another feature that came onto the scene. A hidden green ninja character called Reptile. He appeared randomly at the beginning of some fights and gave clues about how to find him. This hidden, unplayable character was something never before seen in fighting games, and it revolutionized the entire concept of codes and hidden secrets in the genre. A few more revisions were made until the final T-Unit 5.0 was released. The most famous among them was revision 3.0, and other fan favourites were hacked versions Turbo 3.1 and Nifty Combo. In the audits menu of the machines, there were counters that kept a tally of how many times the game was beaten, how many times each character was picked, reptile appearances, etc. A huge mystery surrounding the game was the Ermax counter. Rumours spread around the globe like wildfire. Was this a second hidden character called Ermac? Programmer Ed Boon had introduced the Ermac, or error macro, to catch and handle occurring errors. In T-Unit revisions, the Ermax counter was removed. Mortal Kombat would probably not have been this kind of success if it wasn't for the blood, the gore, and of course, the fatalities. The new digitized graphics completely redefined the term realism in video games. The inclusion of the breathtaking finishing moves did not remain unnoticed among the fans, or among concerned parents and authorities. The level of violence and gore was something never seen before in games, and it created one of the biggest video game controversies of all time, leading to the creation of the ESRB. Blood, gore, and fatalities have since become Mortal Kombat's identity.
I don't think they'll have this at home, no.
You don't think so?
A little bit too violent.
You look a little startled.
Yeah, it's a little too violent, I think.
That's pretty bad. And that's just plain gross.
I said, what'd you do to the game? It's no fun anymore.
The TV commercial for the home versions was broadcast on various TV channels. This commercial remained in history as one of the most recognisable video game commercials. Most of the home ports were released on September 13, also known as Mortal Monday. Mortal Kombat was released on almost every home system with gameplay similar to what was found in Revision 3.0. More recent releases of the game, in Midway Arcade Treasures and Arcade Collection, offered an emulated Arcade 4.0 revision. Mortal Kombat quickly became one of the most popular fighting games around the world, with its unique fighting system, digitized graphics, secrets, and of course, the fatalities. It was obvious that with this success, a sequel was inevitable.